Hello YouTube, Button Up Reviews here. Today I'm going to be reviewing Mirai Nikki, or Future Diary, and I've watched the anime, I've read the manga, and my feelings on it are pretty much the same as when I first experienced it. Probably when I first watched it, because I watched the anime first a long time ago, like super long time ago. Also, before I get started, sorry if I'm not as into it in this video. I just got done exercising and showering and everything, and it's getting pretty late, as you could tell, as I normally don't use a light in my videos. I usually have natural lighting in them. But anyways, um, Mirai Nikki Future Diary, I think that I want to say the series has a really strong start, but then it really starts to fall off later as the show kind of continues to progress and more of the characters start getting introduced. Basically, if somehow you haven't heard of the show already, because how old is Future Diary at this point? It's so old. Basically, the whole plot of it is the main character Yukiteru is like chosen by like God. Um, and him and I think 12 other people, or 12 people including him, are also kind of chosen by God, and they're participating in this battle royale tournament, and whoever wins it gets to become the next god because the god is dying. And so basically they all gotta like hunt down and kill each other. And I mean it's a pretty strong premise at the start, but as I said, it kind of falls off. And I will be getting into spoilers in this review, and I'm going to try my best to keep it 10 minutes or below because I don't want to waste your time. Um, like this series might potentially waste your time because a lot of people probably won't be happy about the ending. So basically, when Yukiteru is being hunted down by, oh god, I can't even remember which number he is. It's some no-name character that also got chosen, and he's being hunted down by him because um if you break someone's diary or if you kill them, then they're out of the game. And so this guy's trying to break Yukiteru's diary, but this other girl, this other girl, Yuno Gasai, who's in his class, goes and she helps him. And Yuno is probably the most recognizable yandere character out of like any anime. She's like iconic. I guarantee you, if you go to any store that sells anime related stuff, that you're probably gonna find some like Future Diary thing with Yuno Gasai on it. Or if you just look up Future Diary or Mirai Nikki, then Yuno will definitely be there. But basically, she is. I I wouldn't say that she's a love interest because Yukiteru isn't really into her. Yuno kind of like forces her way into his life, and just a public service announcement, a PSA for any of my viewers. If someone tries to do that to you, it isn't very, it's not attractive, and I wouldn't romanticize it because they're just trying to, like, if you don't want that, then stick to your gut and just stay strong-willed and try and say no, because it can be really hard to say no sometimes. But if there's someone in your life that's trying to force themselves into it and you don't want them to be in your life, just tell them, all right? That's definitely what Yukiteru should have done. But it's kind of hard for him because his diary lets him see into the future, hence the name of the show, and what happens to him. And Yuno's diary tells her basically, if I'm remembering correctly, it's what he does. So, she kind of has to be around him. And each diary member has their own different quirk to it, I guess. And it provides for some interesting parts of the show, but overall, like I said, near the end, the show just kind of starts falling off, and I'm going to get into that real quick. I'll only spend a minute on it, I promise, starting now. Basically, at the end of the show, they pull some weird alternate reality stuff, and they explain Yuno's backstory, and there's that weird, like, the real one versus the fake one. it's been a while since I read it because I watched it and then a couple years later I read it, but it's just super weird. And then they have that fight at the end of it, and then there's that one Future Diary user with the purple hair and the eye patch, and she got like the blood of the god, and she's like fighting that one girl with like the white hair and like the ponytails, and they're having that fight at the end, which was really well animated by the way. Um, but it's just so weird, like how they introduce all that stuff at the end, and it just doesn't make any sense, at least in my opinion. It's it's just weird for it to just go that direction and introduce that all the way at the end of the series and having like no build up to it. All right, back to no spoilers. Um, I don't know what I rate this show on the scale of 1 to 10 because I think the redeeming qualities of it. One, the opening. The opening is pretty good. I'm not even gonna lie. Um, some of the characters are really fun. I want to say it's number 12. 12 is the one that wears that big hat on his head that looks like a target, um, and like a black kind of like suit, and that makes it sound like it's like a tuxedo suit. It's just like a full like kind of like Pink Guy from Filthy Frank. It's like that, but instead black, and he has a this weird hat on. And there are like five other members of him, and they're like Power Rangers. That was really fun. I really like that. The character was really enjoyable. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Okay, are we good? They kill him off, which really sucks, but you know, and it's that kills him too. And I'd say it's pretty well animated. There's a scene where she has this axe and she's like cutting into them, and there's a scene where she like slashes one of them, and then there's like a kind of not really a close up, but there's like a shot of her with like the blood like in the air and like her face. Um, yeah, she gets really crazy in the later parts of the series, but yeah, the openings are good. There's some really enjoyable characters, but on the same side, there's some really like annoying characters that I don't really care for. Like Yuki Teru or Yuki, the main character. Oh my gosh, man. In the later parts of the show, he just gets so unbearable, and it's just so frustrating. He's like that sheltered kid at school that just doesn't understand anything about the world. That's how I describe Yukiteru. He's just so incompetent and just annoying, and he just gets super unlikable by the end of the show. But it is what it is. I can't change the writing. And spoiler alert, I'll only spend a minute on this. I promise. I cross my fingers. I promise. But uh, Yukiteru does end up winning in the end, and I'm pretty sure I don't know if it's like an OVA or an episode or something that they do, where basically it shows him as God, and he's like super depressed, and he goes to some alternate timeline with like in it, and there's a bunch of like shenanigans and stuff, and all the like 12 contestants are still alive in this world. So yeah, there's that. All right, back to no spoilers. Um, Overall, the show it starts off really strong with a really enjoyable premise, but then I just think that it falls super flat in the end. So I feel like I'm gonna have to give this show a strong 5 to a light 6. I don't think that I would recommend it, and I'd say that it's not worth your time if you don't want to be disappointed. If you want to be disappointed in the ending, then go for it. Watch the show. But I think that the ending can be a little disappointing for some people, considering how like sudden it is. But yeah, I feel like a lot of people would agree with me on this score because I don't see people like highly regarding it. There are a lot of flaws with the show, but it isn't terrible. It has some redeeming qualities, but that's been me button up reviews to give you my review of Mirai Nikki Future Diary, and If there's anything else you want me to review, just leave a comment down below. I don't like saying that because I don't really like the YouTubers that try and force feed their viewers like, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and comment down below why you love my channel. Stuff like that. I like the people that watch my videos to kind of have an opinion, have a thought of their own, and not just like be like spoon fed what to do. But if you do want me to review something, comment it down below. I do check the comments. I promise you that. That might not age well. If I blow up, that might not age well. Because if I'm like a big channel someday, I probably can't see every comment. But I'll see yours commenting on this video. I promise you. And I'm gonna try and upload every day this week. So today is Tuesday. It should be Tuesday. And for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'm gonna try and upload. So stay tuned for that. I'm probably gonna try and do a music upload too. I want to do a My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy review, and I promise you it will not be as bad as Anthony Fantano's review. That review is like so infamous. But it's been Button Up Reviews. Thank you for your time. I hope that you enjoyed, and have a damn good one.